excited to start the first lesson on big data, and thank you again for choosing this. I promise we are going to learn a lot about Hadoop and big data. Ready? Let's get started. In this lesson, we are going to see what is big data and some examples of big data first. Then we will see what are the problems that comes with big data. We will then talk about what Hadoop can offer in terms of solutions to big data problems. And finally, we will compare traditional solutions with Hadoop. If you ask me, tell me in one sentence what is big data, I would say big data is extremely huge volume of data. To that answer, the follow-up question you can ask is, what is considered huge? 10 GB, maybe 100 GB, or 1000 or 100 terabytes? What is huge? There is no straight hard number that defines huge or big data. I know this is not the answer you are looking for. I can see your disappointment. There are two reasons why there is no straightforward answer to this question. First, what is considered big or huge today in terms of data size or volume need not be considered as big a year from now. It is very much a moving target. Second, it's all relative. What you want I consider to be big data may not be the case for companies like Google and Facebook. Hence, for those two reasons, it's very hard to put a number to define big data volume. Let's say if we are defining a big data problem in terms of pure volume alone, then in our opinion, when you say 100 GB, I would say not a chance. It is not big data. We all have hard disk greater than 200 GB, so it's clearly not big data. How about 1 terabyte? Still not, because of those defined traditional databases can handle 1 terabyte or even more without any issue. But what about 100 terabytes? Likely some would claim 100 terabytes to be a big data problem and others might disagree. Again, it's all relative. What about 1000? But now we are talking in scales of petabytes. I would say it's definitely big data. You have to understand volume of data is not the only factor to classify your data to be a big data or not. So what are the factors should be considered? Let's say we work at a startup and we recently launched a very successful email service where users can log on to send and receive emails. Our email service is so good. Let's say it's even better than Gmail. In 3 months, we have 100,000 active users signed up on using our services. Hypothetically, let's say we are currently using a traditional database to store email messages under its attachments. Also, our current size of the database is 1 terabyte. So, do we need a big data problem? The simple straightforward answer is no, because 1 terabyte is not that huge to classify it as a big data problem. The more important question is, at this growth rate, will we have a big data problem in the near future? To answer that, we need to consider 3 factors. The first one is volume. It's an obvious factor, right? In 3 months, our startup has 100,000 active users and our volume is 1 terabyte. If we have positive growth at the same rate, at the end of the year, we will have 400,000 users and our volume will be 4 terabyte. End of year 2, with the same growth, we will have 8 terabytes. Why does FE doubled or tripled our user base every 3 months? So the bottom line is, we should not just look at the volume when we think of big data. We should also look at the rate in which our data grows. In other words, we should watch the velocity or speed of our data growth. Velocity. This is the next important factor to consider. Velocity tells you how fast your data is going. If your data volume stays at 1 terabyte for a year, all you need is a good database. But if your growth rate is 1 terabyte every week, then you have to think about a scalable big data solution. Most of the time, volume and velocity is all you need to decide whether you have a big data problem or not. The next factor to consider is variety. Variety adds one more dimension. Our data on traditional databases are highly structured, that is rows and columns. But take for instance our hypothetically startup email service. It receives data in various formats, right? Text for the actual messages, images and videos as attachments. Then you have data coming into our system in different formats, and you have to process or analyze the data in different formats. Traditional database systems are sure to fit, and when combined with high volume and velocity, you for sure have a big data problem. So whenever you are asking yourself whether I have a big data problem or not, take these 3 V's: volume, velocity and variety into considerations. This will guide you in understanding whether the problem you are facing now is a big data problem or not. This happens to big data consultants all the time. They will be called in by clients for data storage or performance issues and hope that a big data solution like Hadoop is going to give them a solution for their problem. And most of the time, their answer will fail in the volume and velocity tests. Their volume will be in a higher gigabytes or low terabytes, and their growth rate is relatively low for the past 6 months and in the foreseeable future. Hence, their volume does not qualify as big data. And also, their data growth will be very low and it fails the velocity test as well. What the clients need is to optimize the existing process and not a sophisticated big data solution. Now you know what is big data. And given a scenario, if someone comes up to you and asks whether their data problems can be solved by a big data solution, now you know what are the factors to consider to make a sound decision. Thank you all. Let's wrap this lesson. See you all in the next lesson.